on something and it's not going to be real, then what good are we as council people? We could be brought something every other day, a situation, and we'd have to re-vote on it all the time.
Sure.
One of the things I'd like to address, Jerry, is that we did not know going into this project that council would need to vote. Our normal engagement process is to establish a mural committee with representatives from the community, which we did do. And so the original designs came from that community feedback. And so we presented those designs originally to that.
But we have to spend the money.
Right. So, but we were not aware that this would be the process.
And we're not asking you for any.
I understand.
For the project, and financially, we do feel like we're in a position where we made a commitment. We sent out contracts to the kids and the artists.
I felt like, Jerry, if I may, I respect your all's decision the first time to, what you saw you didn't like, and you all made an informative decision based on that to do the best thing that you thought was for the city, which was, to cut our losses. I just wanted to bring it back because I felt like it was a new project, so I know that you all decided at the May council meeting to close it down, and that's fine. I just felt like this was a new opportunity. I know it's kind of the same thing, but I felt like it was a totally different project now with changing locations and design and cost. So I just wanted you all to be aware of that. That's why I brought you all today. So
And I think
they're getting a second,
by doing
chance,
that.
but
And it's very impressive when you turn the news on and you see the mayor of Cincinnati standing up and saying, "Hey, these murals are fantastic. We're honored to have these." I have a business in Northside. I see the murals over there. I go to Camp Washington, Chile. I see that mural on the side of the building. I'm still trying to figure it out. But to have a mural like this, I think it's fantastic. I think it's an opportunity that the city needs to really grab and do.
One quick thing, if I may. One of the great things about this location is the park across the street. So I think your concern about the traffic is a good one. I mean, as you're driving around that corner, maybe you don't see the mural as much as I might like, but it's also kind of a community center and a place where people are walking and kind of hanging out on that bench. And so, as I was down here a few weeks ago getting ready to meet with Charlie, I was just sitting on the bench in the park and looking over at this large, kind of plain brown building. So I think that's a selling point too, is that it's in this location where people are going to see it, and they're going to see it in a way that a painting should be seen, kind of a leisurely, be able to take some time with it. So.
I'll be honest with you, I was never for it. To be honest with you, I'm going to go back to voted against it from the get-go. But that location right there is a bad location because you would not see that mural until you were almost on top of it, because that street goes like this and turns. Secondly, if you would do a mural, if you're talking about doing one in Bellevue don't take up that whole building anyway. It sort of looks like a picture frame almost, is what it looks like. Like it's got like a frame around it, looks like. So talking about Tina's tanning bed being, because of the size of that building, would not be if you framed it. And the other thing about this, this is all the way down to ground level, and I think the way it's sit, I think it would be more up for vandalism than any other spot than it would have been on that Tina's tanning bed.
Well, I can address the concern about vandalism. Murals are actually a graffiti deterrent. There's national research about it, and since we've had a mural program since 2007, we've seen hardly any vandalism, and if we've seen any, it's just been a little bit of a Sharpie marker here and there, and we come out, excuse me, I have something in my throat. Excuse me. We come out and address it. So Artworks would be, as a partner, we're committed to making sure the murals look good, and that would be something that, we could be contacted if you saw any vandalism. But
yeah.
As I said, there's a lot of research in that murals are a graffiti deterrent.
And isn't that why they started that in Philadelphia? I just
Absolutely.
saw a story on that recently, that it was to cover the graffiti and got the community involved in it, so there was no more graffiti.
That's right.
That was just my observation on it.
And
I wasn't for it to start with. I'm still not for it.
And what's really nice about the fact that we have a building there, it's our building, we can even put lights on it. I mean, we can light it for next to nothing. And then take a dark spot, take a dark spot and make it nice. It'd be a nice deterrent for that avenue anyway. That place. I just see nothing but good positive things that come out of it. I think we have an opportunity here. I respect everybody's opinion. I would think possibly have to help his automotive business. I know every time it snows or it rains or it has ice, he's out there praying for wrecks. So I just think that we have a golden opportunity here. I know a lot of other cities that would just jump on it.
I only have one question, Ken. I'm not against any murals, but, and I gotta ask you, Jack, if you vote down something, can you come back and re-vote on it again?
Council can change its mind.
Does the original vote have to be rescinded? Okay.
Another issue being is we allotted $2,800 to this with people not correct, since we turned it over already under a contract. So taxpayers' money down the drain for $2,800
But-
for nothing.
We weren't gonna go ahead and spend money on the ones we saw before, Kathy.
I understand.
That's silly.
That was your
That would have been totally silly to spend that money. So this isn't even the same thing. The money is not even an issue right now,
Well, it is
as
in
far
my
as city
mind,
council.
because if.
Well, it would be if we went, why didn't we get this in the beginning?
Just different ideas.
Right, we had asked for the ideas in the beginning of the beach and of the river, and I'm sure we did.
Well, I mean,
And
that's fine,
in
but
fact, Barry Baker's here, he said, some of the things that Charlie Thorpe said was about the beaches. Did you not tell me that?
Yeah.
But when we got the first ones, there was nothing about any of that.
And
So
that
I'm
was
not trying to be-
just
It's
our
Joe's
conception
interpretation
of what
of
they, I understood what they were trying to do, what they were
Whether
representing.
you two are the exception to the rule, because
I understood what they were
and I
representing,
do art myself, not as good as them, but
and it
the
was
point
more of
is,
a pop
it's
art
not our
for them.
history. We're talking about the history of
Oh, I
Dayton.
understand
we
that.
voted it down.
Right.
We wrote it down, but I mean, we have a new idea for us.
I know.
And I think that probably, I think these ideas here conform more to what you were thinking of should be.
If we put it on the Tina's building, it would be a great thing. The same size as what they're doing up there, same size specs on that building, it would be the same height, just like Virgil said, put frame around. And that would be more visible. If you guys are gonna cut through the Berry Street, cut through the flood wall, nobody's gonna drive by that anyway to see it. So you gotta think about, I'm thinking about things like that. The future is, we want them to, when they drive into town, to see it. They're probably not gonna see it.
If I can add a point, a lot of people walk, and I think it's a great thing to have, a pedestrian-friendly
Local people.
town. Yes, and so not everybody drives by in a car, some people walk and linger in the park.
Does anybody else have a couple comments from the audience before?
If a bend in the road's gonna stop this mural by St. Vincent de Paul, that does away with the bend. You can stand at the light and see it.
If you're gonna do the Berry Street issue with the development, and Berry Street's the widest street in town. You've got your city park there where we have Art in the Avenue this weekend. You've got all these events down there. That is the center of the city. That's the dividing line between Jamestown and Brooklyn. The bend there, if you're worried about wrecks, if with the cars that are parked there now would probably cause more wrecks than the mural would, I think. And there will be people in that area that will see it down. I think it's really going to emphasize the center of the city, whereas Tina's it's a parking lot beside there. And only the eastbound traffic will see it. For people wanting to see it that are down at the city park, they'd have to walk a block. I think it's a great location. I think it's exactly what we intended with the museum, to bring out the history of the city. I think it applies better to that building in that scale than it does on Tina's with all the different windows, shapes and sizes and locations. I think it's a great spot, Jerry. I understand your concern about the curve and everything, but that area is only going to get more built up and more popular, hopefully.
Well, I guess I'm probably the only one that doesn't like maybe Virgil, I don't know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. People are gonna come and they wanna know about Dayton. You say, well, go to the museum. Well, where's the museum? On the building where the mural is.
With the history picture.
Must have there's a bend there.
Watch out for the bend.
Yeah, go around.
I mean, is the majority of the office, or the majority of the audience are for it? Or is it-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think it's a bad idea, or?
I don't know.
I think any chance you get to do something like this, an actual art project as part of our city, just completely adds to the culture. And any chance you get to do something like this, it should be a chance we jump on. You add to the culture, you add to the beauty of the city, you bring something back to the city that will give people something to come see. I applaud their efforts, and I'm very much in support of something like this. So we should do it several more times.
And I like the fact that, I think I'm seeing a lot of great progress on the avenue as we move down it and pushing this a little bit further. I think it's going to help that progress spur past, and continue down Route 8. And this morning when I was watching the news and they mentioned Dayton, Kentucky, I was all smiles, thinking that, we're being included in projects like this. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It puts us on the map. The one in Bellevue looks fantastic. This is, brings even more good things to our city, and I think it's a fantastic idea. We encourage everyone to dress up our sidewalks. We encourage everyone to dress up our gardens. This is the city dressing up its gardens, its sidewalks. This is the city doing its job. I can't think of a better way to spend the money.
Are we already committed to the $2,800 to the art?
It's done.
It's done. It's been paid. So if this is not approved, we've basically wasted $2,800
And
because,
these people's time.
At this point, I'm gonna make a motion that we move forward with the artworks project on the Clark building.
Yeah, I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any other comments? Give a roll call, please.
Member Allen?
No.
Member Gifford?
No?
Member Hurd?
Aye.
Member Burns?
No.
Member Volker? Aye. Member Bresky?
All I can say is thank you very much. I appreciate your time and energy. I regret the vote. I think it's a mistake.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're supposed to tell all the kids that we hired.
My sincerest apologies. Our community does not feel that way.
No, we should have seen this to begin with. Listen, anytime
They brought
anyone
another
can run
proposal
for
before
council,
you.
you're more than welcome. We do what we think is right at the time.
Jerry, please don't say we. Please don't say we.
Oh,
You're
excuse me,
speaking for
that's
yourself.
right, you guys are worried about votes.
Not you.
No.
No.
Mr.
You know, that's fine.
It says nothing to do
I'll
with
say
it.
what I wanna say, and you say what you wanna say. When I said we,
This is my last term, so you
Okay,
don't, you
so
do not
what?
say, you do not,
okay, then
say
you're
those
not a
things.
we. Excuse me for the
you
majority
do
being
not
we.
talk for we, you talk for me.
We is the majority, this is.
What's wrong with changing your mind?
for all the volunteer
We're
hours.
gonna highlight it on the right.
And another thing I must
Where the mural
apologize to
will
is
be.
all the volunteers from the
Show the
Main
difference.
Street organization from Barry Baker
Show it to
for
the floor.
working hard to get all of this pulled together. I apologize to you for them. This,
Thank you for, my background's in business, I've always worked in for-profit, I have an MBA. I think that you have to pivot sometimes, and that was what we came here to do, is to show you, we are committed to the city, and we're committed to pivoting, and to, sometimes you have to step back and pivot, and I think Joe did a great job of working with, Mr. Thorpe and responding, and so thank you for giving us a chance to show our commitment to pivot, and to still try to make this successful. If you change your mind, call us in the morning. We're heartbroken, but thank you.
Thank you very much also. We appreciate your time.
Have to call the Enquirer. Says where the murals are gonna be.
Maybe they could look at the contract. It's fine.
Okay, about 40 years ago, about 30 years ago, there was a pilot